Yes boys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing how we actually made 2,179.72 net in a day for a creator who hasn't even been with us that long. And to make this happen, it is very easy. You've just got to follow these simple processes that will talk you through, and you can make it very sustainable. Just to make it clear, this cannot work without a model who's willing to work well with your agency and actually work hard in the process. So the first thing we do when it comes to the Instagram and the TikTok, because this is all we were using for this creator, is make her appear shy. So how we do this is not over sexualizing the content. The way we actually targeted the audience, so we went into the gaming niche. She did reviews. She's not being loud and shouty. She's just being quite cheeky and reserved, which is how she is as a person. So we're leaning heavily into the character that she is. So when you do your marketing consultation, make sure you get a good understanding of the person that you're working with and their personality. And if you do want to make adjustments and make up a personality for them, make sure you explain it and they're happy to do so. This creator isn't necessarily the shyest, but we basically represent her as being very shy. So when it does come to that, that works best, because when you do come across as really shy, you can then come to the chats, and then what will happen in the chats is you can come across and say, oh yeah, I'm going to sell you this piece of content for $10. They might say, oh, we get a lot more elsewhere. Say, oh, I'm really shy. These men love a girl that isn't giving herself away too much. You know, they don't want these slaggy type of girls. They literally want a nice, like, girl next door vibe, someone who is really cute and innocent. That works really well. It does heavily depend on your model. If your model is full of tattoos and is like really gothic and is really eccentric and out there, maybe you'll have to take a different approach. But our girl was literally a 19-year-old girl who is, you know, looks really young, and it just really fits this purpose. So it's all about the angle which you approach this. The next thing is pricing ladder. So if you haven't already heard of this, a pricing ladder is when we upsell to the fans. At the start, you're going to be selling, maybe taking a piece of clothing off for $10, showing on some outfits, making sure the fan always feels like he gets value for money, and if he does complain, explaining why. Then what we're doing is we're going into striptease, so on and so forth. We're continuing the ladder. I do teach this in my $46 course that I am running. It's literally, you can buy it on WAP, and it has all my SOPs and everything involved within there. So when you're brought in for a pricing ladder, make sure you've got scripts that are written up. We have a welcome script, and then roughly each model has about 10 scripts, and then we keep building and building as the model stays with us over a longer period of time. The reality is, big spenders may go through all the scripts. Most of the time they don't, because if you run someone through 10 scripts, you're going to be making $4,000 or $5,000 just off one person. So think about it logically. A lot of people will stick around, spend a few thousand, and that's it. The big spenders, we get into customs and stuff later on with them, if they have spent like over $3,000. So that's something for you to decide, and can make adjustments based on the situation that you're in. The next one is differentiating spenders. So we do put them in categories: low, medium and high spenders. We're only sending we're like categorizing them. So low spenders will get a certain mass DM, medium spenders will get a certain mass DM, and then high spenders will get individual messages. This is because everyone thinks fans are stupid. Actually, some of them are quite smart. They want they want a independent service. They don't want to feel like there's a Filipino on the other side. They want to feel like it's a proper UK or American girl. And this is why scripting is so amazing, because if you are from these countries and you do understand the culture, you can write some scripts up really easy, or join a chatting agency who have the same sort of idea, the same sort of knowledge, experience. The next thing is we heavily promote customs. Obviously it gives a one-to-one sort of feel with the fan. This creator in particular, you can see the spike, where we almost done $900 within a really short period of time. What this is from is just big spenders coming on and asking for customs. They want the name written on the ass cheek. They want a 5 to 10 minute video, and we always send them a little bit extra just to make sure they get good value for money. So customs play a big part in this, and really promoting them to bigger spenders is crucial, because they might get bored of the content that's being produced, and then they might want certain little fetishes. And if your creator's willing to do this, it works an absolute treat. The final one is offering special offers on certain days. So 1 or 2 days of the week, we always try to mix it up. We can do like selling panties day. We can do all different types of things. We play like little games with them, like spin the wheel. We really keep the audience engaged, and we buy the model new clothing, or they buy themselves, depending what percentage they're on, because we don't want to waste all of our profits, if that makes sense. We don't want to be spending on all these expensive outfits for the model when the model is, not paying chatters, not paying all these expenses. Leave that to the model to buy the clothing if you are on a 50-50 split. We have models on 70-80% split, so we're happy to purchase everything, Airbnbs, everything like that. I feel like this is like, no one really talks on this, but this is how we're running things to make the thing while you're doing this business real, which is gaining money. So I hope this has helped. It's just been a quick run over. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comments, and if you do want some mentoring, I'm doing a one-to-one